Hi, good morning, all. Um, I'm going to be teaching a Kriya today. It's a Kundalini Yoga Kriya called Becoming Divine, and it is from a series of three Kriyas taught by Yogi Bhajan that you can find online fairly easily. And this one is called Becoming Divine. And what it's designed to do specifically for the male is cleanse the serum of the body and help bring the practitioner to a state of ecstasy and elevation. Um, so um, I just wanted to, kind of say very quickly why I decided or felt called to teach this Kriya today. My reason being is that, it's important to acknowledge that we do live in the, the Trump era. And in this era, we have seen, especially with, the midterms, if you're paying attention to American politics at all, the rise and the ascent of many women. And at the same time, we have seen the shadow side of, let's say, things that aren't needed from men anymore. And I think that at the same time, there's a lot of good men out there that are at the same time experiencing the fact that we are moving from, a very 3D world into a more five-dimensional world where we're beyond space and time. And that can bring in a lot of, very interesting sensations that can leave one feeling very ungrounded. And, um, let me be the first to just call myself out as weird because I'm a Kundalini yoga teacher, so why not? Men may be experiencing more psychic downloads, or they may be experiencing, all of a sudden feeling, a sudden wave of like anxiety or, the feels, or, some degree of the feels where you feel weepy or anxious or I don't know, what it may be. But in any sense, I feel, and this is coming from a place of compassion, and this is why I'm teaching this today, is that I feel that I can, through this Kriya, um, um, well, I will lead as the teacher, but it's actually you as a practitioner that's giving yourself the experience of a more integrated self so that, whatever that sense of yourself that you have that is distorted is dissolved and clarified, because that is what we do in Kundalini yoga. It's like, we take the self, and however you want to visualize that, and you're polishing it. Kundalini yoga is, it's like a multifaceted gem, and you're constantly clarifying it. So this meditation in particular is designed to cleanse the serum of the body of the male. So that includes, your bodily fluids, but also your cerebral spinal fluid, and the fluids therefore that travel throughout your brain, and the rest of your body. So as that is cleansed out, the system and the self the practitioner will come into a state of elevation and ecstasy. And Kundalini Kriyas are, they're fast, they're effective, and they do what they say they're going to do if practiced correctly. So quickly, I wanted to say, because I do feel like there is some false information floating around out there. I was born a Sikh, and so I can attest to the fact that Sikhs don't convert or initiate. Now, the same is true for Kundalini Yoga. And, I don't know how I found Kundalini Yoga, but when I did, I was just like, hey, this aligns perfectly with me. And then only, a little bit later did I find out, like, oh, wow, hey, it has ties to Sikhism. How interesting. Anyway, so Kundalini Yoga teachers usually tune in with the mantra Om Namo Gurudev Namo, which simply means it's a way of for a teacher to tune in and tune into the golden chain of teachers within the Kundalini Yoga lineage. And it's also a way of connecting oneself, specifically ONG, Ong. You can think of the lowercase g as a way of, that G is like a hook where you're connecting the heavens above to below, and so that, you're centering yourself. And Ang Namo Gurudev Namo is Sanskrit. It simply means greetings and salutations to the infinite, greetings and salutations to the hidden wisdom teacher within. And generally we say that 3 times, and if you don't feel comfortable saying it, you can substitute it with Amen or Om, or what you feel comfortable with. Okay. There is a mantra that goes along with this kriya, and that is Hamiham Tumitum Wahe Guru. And Hamiham Tumitum simply means I am thine unto myself. That's what it means when you from Sanskrit to English. So if you don't feel comfortable saying Hamiham Tumitum as your mantra, just simply substitute it with I am thine within myself. And Waheguru simply means, well, not simply, but it's a way of saying, like, wow, behold God, behold existence. Okay, so with all of that, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So the mudra for this kriya, you want to have your palms together and at chin length, and then you want to put the tips of your pinkies together, your thumbs together, and you want to have your fingers about an equal distance apart. You can either have your eyes open or closed. There wasn't really a specification for this kriya, but I'm going to close my eyes and visualize a beautiful being of light. So you can do this with your eyes open if you choose to look at a picture of, say, your child, or a beautiful image on your altar, or you can just do what I'm doing and visualize a beautiful white healing orb right at the brow point. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention, if you don't, because I am going to be chanting through the kriya, there is a beautiful version of Homihum Tumhum by White Sun, S-U-N, and that is available on Spotify, Apple. A lot of people have the CD, so if you would choose to, if you want to, you can choose to go ahead and use that too. That's the only version that I know of. Okay, so let's begin. We begin by tuning in. Rub the hands together. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Okay, make sure you have the mudra correct. Om hum tum hum Vaheguru. Excuse me, I need a glass of water. By the way, when you practice Kundalini Yoga, make sure you drink a lot of water because it does remove a lot of toxins from your system, which is a good thing. Hummy hum, thum hum. Oh, and to time stamp this, we officially are beginning the Kriya at 10 minutes and 31 seconds. Hummy hum, thum hum. Vaheguru. Hum hum tum hum Vaheguru. Hum hum tum hum Vaheguru. Hum hum tum hum Vaheguru. This Kriya is practiced for 31 minutes. If you don't have a lot of time, try to practice for 11 minutes. If you can do 22 minutes, even better. 31 minutes is best. The shortest you really can go with any Kriya in Kundalini Yoga is 3 minutes and 30 seconds. So I'm going to aim to do this for 11 minutes with you. Okay. Hummy hum, thum hum, Vaheguru. 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 If you start to feel a smile come to your face or your spirit's lifting, that's good. Allow it. Hummy hum, thum hum, Vaheguru. 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 Hummy thum hum Vaheguru. Just checking the time. Hummy hum, thum hum, Vaheguru. 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 If If you're new to Kundalini Yoga, you may start to feel your arms getting fatigued, your fingers quivering, etc. It's just your immune system honestly rebuilding itself. Just stick with it. Om Hum Tam Hum Vaheguru. 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 And go ahead and have some fun with the Kriya. Like right now, I'm imagining this beautiful being of white light, and I imagined it as a little healing orb at my brow point with my attention turned within, and now I'm seeing it kind of emanate through my entire body. Om Hum Tam Hum Vaheguru. 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 And if you want at any point, just kind of, you can stop and just bring your awareness to how you're feeling. If you're feeling any different than you did at the beginning of the Kriya, if you're starting to feel a little bit lighter, more elevated. Om Hum Tam Hum Vaheguru. 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 hum Vaheguru. Hum Vaheguru. I know some of you may be feeling at this point like, oh my god, this feels like torture. It's just like, this is Kundalini Yoga. It's like you just go through it. Just keep up and keep going. And the rewards come at the end. Hum tam hum Vaheguru. 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 For those that have been following on, we're in the home stretch here. Just one more minute and we're at 11 minutes. Hum tam hum Vaheguru. And this is the shortened version. Again, if you can go for 22 minutes, even better. If you can do the entire 31 minutes, beautiful, perfect. Hum tam hum Vaheguru. 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 Okay, so that was 11 minutes. So I already feel wonderful and kind of spacey and just wonderful. So, and that was 11 minutes. So again, if you can do 22 minutes, even better. If you can do the full 31 minutes, perfect. But just even with that much, because, I know we are all very busy people, hopefully that brought you a very elevating and blissful experience. Satnam, blessings, have a good day.